Good morning, Year 2. It's Monday. I hope you had a really lovely weekend. And today in our English lesson, we are going to be writing the next part of our story, which is going to be the problem section where the water pump runs out of water. But it's always a good idea when you start a new week of writing that you go back and look at what you wrote last week, just to check that it all works nicely and that the story is making sense to the reader. So let's just have a quick look over what I wrote last week. One early morning in the sweltering Sahara Desert, the boiling hot sun shone brightly down on a withered tree. A young girl called Zara gazed sadly up at the last few dry leaves that hung from an empty branch. Zara was kind and thoughtful. She was dressed in brightly coloured clothes, but wore nothing on her feet. The dry, thirsty tree was slowly dying. It needed fresh water and it needed it fast. Zara could see in the distance the rusty old water pump in the middle of her small village. As fast as her legs could carry her, Zara sped to the pump. Speedily she yanked the handle up and down, up and down, up and down, until her clay jug was full. Tired, Zara dragged the heavy jug to the dying tree and quickly watered the thirsty roots, but nothing changed. So we're at the point where she needs to go back to the pump one more time to get more water to see if this will make a difference. So what happens to the water when she gets to the pump on the last time? How is this a problem? And how is Zara feeling at this point in the story? Let's remind ourselves of our writer's toolkit. We should be using capital letters and full stops. We should be writing in the past tense. We should have expanded noun phrases, powerful verbs, adverbs. And today I want us to try and include a question and an exclamation that you learnt about in your workbooks. So today we're hoping to use an exclamation mark, and we're hoping to use a question mark. I've also got some adverbs here that might come in useful today. I've got the adverb miserably. That's when you're really sad about something. You do it really miserably. You're really sad. So that's an adverb we could use today. Carefully, when you do something with care, we might be able to use that one today. Urgently. Now, urgently means you're doing something in a hurry because it's important. So that might help us today. We all know about slowly, going at a very slow pace. Steadily, kind of like slowly, doing something steadily at the same pace. Quite slow, but maybe carefully as well. So steadily, not rushing for sure. So these adverbs might help us in our writing today. Okay, so we need to start our story getting the reader thinking about what Zara can do about this problem. So we left the build-up of our story saying that she watered the plant and nothing had changed. So I wonder if a question would be a good place to start. Maybe getting the reader to think about what they would do if they were Zara. So what about this question to get our readers thinking? What more could she do? She watered it so many times and it still wasn't working. What more could she do? So I want to explain how she's feeling at this time. So I'm going to say tired. Tired Zara decided to visit the pump one last time. Oh, I wonder if I can use one of my adverbs. What about steadily to describe how she pulls the handle on the pump up and down, up and down. So steadily she pulled the handle, and I'm going to repeat that little phrase that I used in the build up because it gives my story a bit of a pattern, doesn't it? She pulled the handle up and down, and people enjoy joining in with stories that have got a bit of a pattern. Up and down. One last one. Up and down. So on that last go on the pump, it was only one drop of water that fell out. So one drop of water fell from the tap into the clay pot. So she's only got this one drop that's come out. So if you watch the video, she's thought of the one drop comes out and then she gives it another go, doesn't she? Just in case there's some more in. So let's go Zara. Should we choose? Why don't we use this adverb? Because it is urgent now, isn't it? She's starting to panic that the tree's going to die. So maybe Zara urgently tried again. And then let's repeat our little phrase so people who are reading our story will join in too. Up and down. Up and down. Oh, I've got my comma. And down. Up. And down. But the pump had run dry. Now this is quite a shock, so we could use our exclamation mark to show what a shock it is and what a disaster it's going to be that there's no more water left to try and save the tree. And now we could maybe let's use miserably to explain how Zara is feeling. Miserably. Oh, that's a terrible spelling there, Miss Naylor. I'll sort that in a minute. She walked the jug back up to the tree. Okay, so let's have a read at our problem in our story. What more could she do? Tired Zara decided to visit the pump one last time. Steadily she pulled the handle up and down, up and down, up and down. One drop of water fell from the tap into the clay pot. Zara urgently tried again, up and down, up and down, up and down, but the pump had run dry. Miserably she walked the jug back up to the tree. Fantastic. So now I'm going to use my toolkit, my writer's toolkit, to check that I've included everything that I should. Capital letters and full stops. If I go through and check my full stops and my capital letters, I can see that they're all there. Zara's got a capital letter as well. Fantastic. Past tense. So is everything in my story happening in the past? Decided, pulled, fell, tried, walked. Brilliant. I've used ed in a lot of my verbs. Expanded noun phrases. I haven't used as many as maybe I should. So I can see up here, what more could she do? Tired Zara. So I've described Zara as being tired. I forgot about the pump. So again, I'm going to put ancient because it's really old. To visit the ancient pump one last time. Steadily she pulled the, I'm going to go rusty handle. Up and down, up and down, up and down. One drop of water fell from the, I'm going to describe the tap as tired. because it's been pumping water all day. It's exhausted, into the clay pot. So I've described the pot. Zara urgently tried again, up and down, but the pump had run out. Miserably, she walked. I'm going to describe the jug as light here because it hasn't got much in it. So it's light rather than heavy like it had been before. Brilliant. Dying tree. Great. So I've got expanded noun phrases. I've definitely got adverbs because I used some of the examples from the beginning of this video. Definitely got a question and I've definitely got an exclamation, but I wonder if I can improve some of my verbs. So for example, in my story, I said that she walked the light jug back to the dying tree. I wonder if I could come up with a better word for walked. Stumbled, because she's getting really tired at this point in the story. So miserably, I'm going to make that spelling mistake while I'm there. Miserably, she stumbled the light jug back up to the dying tree. Have I used any other dull verbs? Oh, could I change pulled again to yanked? Quite liked that one. Brilliant. I think I've done a really good job there. So what I'd like you to do today is try and write the problem for your story and then make the edits as well. Good luck, everyone.